Talk about maybe ways that we can use our vision to accelerate our success, right? In the past, maybe I feel like I've been guilty of like just being like, just get a vision. You don't understand, it's gonna work. Like, okay, cool. But some people need to know how to use the hammer before they're gonna go to the store and buy the hammer. And so we're gonna walk through a framework that I don't think I came up with it. It came to me a couple years ago while I was on a run, and I captured it, and hopefully I can do a good job articulating it. I'm gonna work through it pretty fast because I've got some lessons after I share this framework with you that I think all of us would do well to apply. Some of them may be for you, some of them may not be. And one of the themes you're gonna notice, I think, as I speak today, and then also my hope is over the weekend, is that oftentimes a good life principle is a good business principle, and vice versa. And so I may use some business examples, I may use some life examples. It doesn't matter because you can play with them to fit whatever it is your need is and allow you to advance your vision. Hopefully that makes sense. I put this picture on here. I gotta say, that activity was tough for me. I got emotional back there when I envisioned my son William as a 14-year-old, Lucy as a 12-year-old, Emma as an 8-year-old, and the baby who we're all praying does not show up in the next 3 days, being 4 years old. And I'm like, holy shit, like the baby's not born yet. And he just made me picture 4 years old. And the thing that I got kind of hit up the side of the head with was, how the hell do I slow down time, right? And here's the thing. I know this is gonna get a little hippie quantum physics on you. It's a little hippie and it's a little Einstein all at once, is I believe we actually can slow down time. And the most effective way that I've found to do that is to use the time I have as intentionally as possible. And when I do that, we could argue semantics. Does it really slow down the time? I don't know, but it allows me to make the most of my time. And that's just as good when you compare it to the alternative, which is living in default and wasting time. Everybody with me on that? We tracking? I'm not too high yet? All right, good. So this is the evolution of an intentionally designed life. In other words, how to use your vision. And I'm gonna run through this pretty quickly. Don't get overwhelmed by my chicken scratch, but this is what you're gonna know in the next 8 minutes, okay? And what I want you to think about, don't take pictures, don't try to memorize it. What I'd encourage you guys to do as I talk over the next several minutes is spend as much of your energy feeling into what I'm saying as you do thinking about what I'm saying. Don't reject thinking and just feel. Do both, okay? See if you can approach it in that way. Essentially, these are 8 steps, and we're gonna go through them one at a time very quickly. So default mode, this is the pre-vision existence. This is before you ever heard the word vision. And even if you don't know what a vision is, life still goes on. If you don't have a plan, you'll be the subject of somebody else's plan, right? If you don't create the program, well, I don't like the idea of being programmed. Well, listen, we're all programmed. You're either running your own program or somebody else's. In default mode, we're running somebody else's program. Creating the vision is the area I've focused on so much in the past because it's like the act of creating the vision, which I'm not taking lightly, it's not easy. It moves the needle really far. My good buddy Terry Royce talks about, that's the engine overhaul, right? And these first couple steps are the engine overhaul where you take out the little crappy 4-cylinder, and Steven will tell me that I screw this analogy up, but you put in the 8-cylinder diesel with 1,100 pounds of torque, and all of a sudden it's a whole new vehicle. You can make huge improvements in your life just by creating the vision, right? As soon as you create the vision, you have this holistic awareness that, I'm gonna age myself a little bit, but G.I. Joe, right? Knowing is half the, I'm not the oldest one, good. Knowing is half the battle. As soon as we know what we want, you guys have also heard me say 1 is halfway to 10, less of you know that, but some of you. It's the same thing, right? As soon as we have the vision, you'll notice that all these arrows have turned around, and I should back up, and I apologize that I missed this. Each of these arrows just represent an aspect of our life. So faith, family, friends, hobbies, work, health, anything that's gonna be in your vision, these are the arrows. And so in the default mode, as I talked about, some things are going backwards, some are going forward, some are going really well, but at the peril of the other areas that we're neglecting. As soon as we build this vision, what I notice tends to happen is all the arrows start to at least go in the right direction, right? Which is obviously a very good thing. The next phase, and you may find that you can kind of point to one of these phases and go, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. That's awesome because it tells you what's next, and you can kind of, instead of aiming for like the end, you can aim for the next phase to move incrementally through these steps.